Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and this is going to be my top 5 for the month of April. Now, you guys know how I do this. I do my top 5 movies that I watched in the month of April. They all have to be first time watches, and I do 2 honorable mentions. And lately, I've been branching out into talking about maybe a couple movies from other genres that have impressed me. Now, this month, I watched a whopping 70 movies. I know that's down from what I usually watch, but I will have to say the quality of the movies this month blew me away. All right, first I want to get through the movies that are a little off the beaten track. This is a movie from my childhood, Attack Force Z. Of course, this got released on Severn. I did miss the Umbrella release, which I could kick myself for, but I thought it would be around longer. Guess I was wrong. But they released it, and this movie is fantastic. This is a war film, so if you're not into war films, you probably won't like it. But this has Mel Gibson. Um, see, who does it have? John Philip Law and Sam Neill. Fantastic movie, full of action. My cousin and I used to watch this all the time. Actually, this and The Wild Geese are my 2 favorite war films. So, yeah, such a good movie. All right. And the other movie is actually horror, but I want to talk about it just a little bit. And that is the remake of Suspiria. Now, I have been quoted as saying I did not like this. Well, let me explain. I actually bought this when I was up in Rhode Island. I was actually in Cape Cod visiting family friends, and I went over to see Joe, and we went movie shopping, or movie hunting, if you want to call it that. And I ended up picking this up from Newberry Comics. And when I got back from our trip, actually, we weren't even home yet, and I broke my hip. I was in extreme pain. I ended up in the hospital, and I was heavily medicated. Well, wouldn't you know it, I picked that time to watch the remake of Suspiria from the hospital. Now, as I said, I was heavily medicated with painkillers because I was in an extreme amount of pain, and I must have fallen asleep during a majority of the film. Well, I decided to give it another try, and man, this movie blew me away. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I guess I fell asleep the first time or just nodded off. But yeah, really good remake. It will never compare to the original, but great remake. Anyway, little tribute real quick because we just lost Giovanni Lombardo Radice. My favorite film with him was City of the Living Dead, probably followed by maybe Body Puzzle because I love that giallo. He was 68 and he passed on April 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So we lost a legend. He was in countless movies like House at the Edge of the Park, and of course now my mind is blanking, but so many of his that I've seen, and he was just a really good actor. And once again, we have lost a legend. So rest in peace, Giovanni Lombardo Radice. All right, let's get into the top 5 now that I've babbled on enough. As I said, I watched 70 films, and the quality of the 70 is amazing. All right, for my first honorable mention, I'm going to go through these kind of quick, is The House with a Clock in Its Walls. Make no mistake, this is kind of disguised as a kid's film, but it's pretty messed up, and it definitely qualifies as horror. After all, it was directed by Eli Roth. So, fantastic movie. It really, really blew me away. Great for watching around Halloween. Jack Black is really good at it. All right, my first honorable mention, House with the Clock in Its Walls. My second honorable mention is a movie I liked a lot, and I did review it for Body Bags. It should be coming up in a month or so. It is called Time Crimes. Now, this is a movie I've wanted to see for a while. And once again, it blew me away. The quality of movies I watched this month far exceeded any other month, probably since I've been doing this. So, this is fantastic. This should have made the top 5. That just tells you what kind of movies I've been watching. Okay, coming in at number 5 is a movie called The Stylist. This movie made me genuinely uncomfortable. And like Contracted, which also stars our lead actress, I just loved it. I thought it was great. She plays this type of part so well. So definitely check out The Stylist. I believe Arrow also released this. It's really good. All right, coming up in number 4 is Full Moon, Dr. Death. This was definitely a nod back to Retro Puppet Master, which is one of my favorites. I know it's not a popular opinion, but it is what it is. I'm glad Dr. Death got his own movie because it was always one of my favorite puppets. And I wasn't disappointed. I actually thought it was really cool. And that's Dr. Death. All right, coming in at number 3 is Infinity Pool. Now, this has gotten a lot of mixed reviews. It's a Brandon Cronenberg film. And although I'm not the biggest Mia Goth fan, I did like this movie a lot. I thought it was very well done and very creative. So that's Infinity Pool. Coming in at number 2 is The Retaliators. This is a revenge film for people who like revenge films. It's awesome, it's bloody, and I loved it. It's fantastic. Also a Christmas film, too. And that is The Retaliators. Which leaves us with number 1, which is Christmas, Bloody Christmas, by one of my favorite modern directors, and that's Joe Begos. This movie is everything I wanted. It's basically the Terminator meets Silent Night, Deadly Night, or whatever, whatever you want to put next to it. But it is fantastic, and even though it doesn't have a really complex plot, it doesn't need it. It's just fun from start to finish, and I love it. So, number 1, Christmas, Bloody Christmas. And definitely check out Joe, the Horror Man, and our stream tonight where we rank the Joe Begos films. Yeah. Christmas, Bloody Christmas at number 1. The Retaliators at number 2. Infinity Pool at number 3. Dr. Death at number 4. Forgot where it was. The Stylist at number 5. We have our Time Crimes as our honorable mention, and also The House with a Clock in Its Walls. And Suspiria really impressed me, so definitely give that one a watch if you get a chance, if you haven't seen it. And Attack Force Z. Also, R.I.P. to Giovanni, Lombardo, Radice. We lost a legend. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.